NRL Round 2 kicks off tonight, so it's time for me to put my bollocks on the chopping block and share with you some hot tips for some same-game multis. Ahoy there, footy fans, and welcome back to another video where I share with you a same-game multi-tip for the Melbourne Storm South Sydney Rabbitohs game. Now, the obvious tip is to play it safe and just have a straight-up bet on the Melbourne Storm. Currently sitting at $1.38 for the Melbourne Storm straight up. If you want to go down that path, I want to look a little bit deeper into it. I want to go for a same-game multi, and let's try and bring some try scorers into the equation. So that's what we'll look at right here today. Now, if I flick over to my web browser here, I'd like to bring you in on a little something. So we're going to have a look at some games between the Storm and South Sydney in recent times. I'm only really interested in recent years because the teams have just changed so much over the years. There's no point, what Greg Inglis did is completely irrelevant to what we're going to be looking at tonight, for example. So I want to touch on the try scorer market, the anytime try scorer market. As I said, we will go back to as far as 2019. But let's start with that game. We want to have a look at the try scorers here. Justin Olam stands out. And if we just go down a little bit further, fullback. Look who the fullback was, Nicho Hynes. So the point that I'm trying to make there will become relevant shortly. But remember this, Melbourne Storm 26-16 over the Rabbitohs. Justin Olam got on the try scorers sheet and Ryan Papenhuyzen was not playing. So if we skip forward to the first game of 2020, Melbourne 22 points to 8 victors in that game. I would just like to point out the score sheet. Justin Olam is there again. Does Justin Olam like scoring tries against South Sydney? Ryan Papenhuyzen back in the team at fullback for this one on the try scorer sheet. Second game of 2020. If I can open it up here. There we go. Round 17. Storm 22-16 winners. Try scorers. Justin Olam, Ryan Papenhuyzen. Forward to the first game of 2021. Melbourne Storm 26-18. Try scorers, Ryan Papenhuyzen with 2. Justin Olam. The second game of 2021, well, that second game was a bit bizarre, wasn't it? That was at the 50-0 thumping. Neither one of them got on the try scorer sheet that night, but Ryan Papenhuyzen was not playing. Nicho Hynes was there in fullback. Justin Olam and Ryan Papenhuyzen, if he's playing at fullback, quite frequently score tries against South Sydney. So that's something very interesting to look at. Let's head over to my bookmaker of choice, Neds, and look at the anytime try scorer market. Ryan Papenhuyzen, $2.25. Justin Olam, $2.60. Those are pretty tasty looking odds, I think. And I think Melbourne Storm to win with the line, -7.5. I would be very happy to chuck this into a same game multi. So Melbourne Storm with the line, anytime try scorers, Ryan Papenhuyzen and Justin Olam. So that brings us odds of $8.56, which is actually pretty tempting. I would like to take a step further and have a look at the South Sydney side of things, because they've got a pretty big unit returning for this game. Latrell Mitchell is back, and I think he will be hungry. I think he will play absolutely out of his skin. He got on the try scorers sheet not the last time out, because the last time out was that 50-0 drubbing, and I'm not even sure he played that night. So, and it doesn't look like it. So Latrell Mitchell was out that game anyway. But the last time he actually played, he did get himself on the try scorer sheet against the Storm. I'm leaning towards that again, and I would like to spice up my same game multi and get a fourth leg in there and say Latrell Mitchell for another try scorer. And now we're looking pretty good. Odds of $23.38 as of the time that I've recorded this video. So that's looking pretty good to me. I'm going to go ahead and place that wager. So there we go. Bollocks on the chopping block and a 4-leg multi with a potentially big reward coming my way. So feel free to jump on board and take any of those markets individually or as a group and go ahead and make your own multi. Let's have a chat in the comments about what you think. How's this game going to play out? I've got the Melbourne Storm for a fairly comfortable win. What say you? Let's talk footy. And remember, if you do have a punt, gamble responsibly, right? It is all just a bit of fun at the end of the day. So thank you very much for joining me for this video. We will see you at kickoff. Cheers.